Cheap hidden gem fragrances perfect for the spring starts with Lacoste Panache. If you're familiar with Lacoste products, this is pretty good. Great for 19 years to 45-year-olds, and it smells like a citrus, aquatic, freshy, like you've never smelled. It goes in the direction of that white Lacoste Blanc, if you're familiar with that. It has some type of different sweetness coming in from it, like an orange blossom possibly. It's a lovely, fresh, aquatic. Man, you'll get compliments with this thing. Same performance as most of all the other Lacoste, but it smells so good. Another fragrance, if you're like an upscale, gentlemanly type and you only have $20 on your budget, try this one, Derby Clubhouse Blanche. It starts out a little bit floral, a little bit strong, but it calms down well. This is a fragrance by ARMANI, and as always with these type of fragrances made in this one, it says made in France. Sometimes if you leave the cap off, it macerates and it smells even better after weeks after you've owned the fragrance. This is supposed to be smelling, not supposed to be, I don't know if they tried it, but it's very similar to something called Creed Silver Mountain Water. And again, for 20 bucks you can't beat it. If you only have $30 or $40, this is a great fragrance called Moschino Toy Boy. It lasts longer than any of these I'm about to show you on this appetizer before the video starts. Toy Boy is a rose pepper fragrance, and it is just cool because look at the bottle. It's kind of corny, but the sprayer is pressurized and it smells like a rose and a pepper, and it's like a dark danky rose at first, but wow, probably will get you compliments, but it gets lots and lots of respect on fragrance blogs. Now, if an aficionado bows down and says nothing bad about a fragrance, that tells you something. Next fragrance you should try out for the spring is this one. It's called Bulgari Aquamarine. Oh yeah, I bought this for $30, 50 milliliters, and it smells like the Pacific Ocean. Another ultra fresh aquatic. You just can't go wrong with that. This was made by, I'm not sure who made this. Next fragrance is Missoni Parfum. $20 fragrance, $30 fragrance the most maybe. And this smells like Bleu de Chanel. It's pretty good. Coming up next, I've got some cool fragrances I've never even heard of. I just blind bought. Just Cavalli for Men 2013. What were you doing in 2013? I was watching Breaking Bad, and also Ariana Grande and Taylor Swift were smashing up on all the charts. This fragrance has 3 simple ingredients: pimento, vetiver, and leather. What does pimento smell like in a fragrance? It smells like nutmeg, and it has clove and cinnamon. It's dry and sweet all at once, kind of earthy. The vetiver gives it some earthiness. Basically, this is a non-offensive fragrance that you can wear to work as a leather fragrance. It's a very light, let's say it has sprinkled leather. When I first spray the fragrance, I smell a sprinkled orange note in there, a light touch of citrus in there. So it's a non-offensive, slightly masculine, slightly spicy, slightly leathery style fragrance. Next fragrance was in 2010, Like a G6. Is that still going through your head? Then you are doing 2010 wrong. This is called Bulgari Man with the famous perfumer Alberto Marias. You have vetiver, cashmere woods, and cypriol oil, which is a nagaramata. I don't know how to pronounce that. It's basically a woody, earthy smell with a spicy note. Back in 2010, this fragrance I was like, wow, this smells good, because my brain was thinking, is this aquatic? Is this fresh? And I bought a bottle. Now it's only $35. Back then it was like $80, but still I couldn't get over it. I only used half the bottle back then. I didn't get too many compliments with it, but it was very futuristic because you think, and the color, it makes you think it's going to be a freshie, and it does last long, but really it's a gentleman's fragrance. Peppery fresh is the main words for this. The next fragrance is a wedding fragrance for women that you do not pay $171. It smells so effing good though. It's called Fiori. Giorgio Armani C. Fiori. This fragrance is perfect for if you're going to take wedding pictures and then you reapply it while you're in the wedding and just wear it all day. You just have to reapply it every 4 to 6 hours. A lovely fragrance that you can find for $60 to $70 on the internet. Here's a fragrance that's very confusing. It's still to this day $240 on Amazon, but now it was recently re-released. It's called Nino CERRUTI Image, a tropical sweet peppery, fresh fragrance because it does have a banana note, amber musk, and a vetiver dry down. The fragrance is $30.35, the highest. This is a vintage bottle I bought. I just paid like $10 more, like $45 or something for it. I'll put the links down below. The only difference is the boxing. Maybe the bottle's a little different. I like to buy vintage fragrances. Pineapple, coffee, vanilla. That's what's sitting here. It looks like a drink shaker, a martini glass. Not to be taken seriously. PEPE jeans. This is probably the best fragrance on the whole list versus the price versus the performance. If you like stuff like Versace Eros and Diesel, you will like this. It's got pineapple, cinnamon, and vanilla. It comes right away out in the first spray. The longevity was solid. Just think about this. It costs $20 to get a takeout of Chinese food where you could buy this from Amazon for $20 or $21. No, that's a deal breaker. I mean, just grab it, stick it in your glove compartment of your car, spray it on your suitcase, whatever you want. It's a beautiful fragrance. Next fragrance, Davidoff Echo. I found for very cheap. It's a discontinued fragrance, but it's a nice aldehydic, fresh, aquatic, ergonomically cool bottle. Great for the spring, summer, non-offensive work fragrance by the makers of Cool Water. You can wear this to gym, tan, laundry, wear it around the house, lounging around. It's an awesome fragrance for the spring. Think about green apples, light leather that's suede, some melon and metallics. Green apple, melon, suede, and metallics. The women will enjoy you while wearing this. Here's a fragrance I bought for $28, 6.7 ounce CK1. I'm not recommending this. This is one of my least favorite fragrances in the history of my fragrance collection. I just bought it so I could go off on it on a next video. By the way, I'm going to ask you a question at the end of the video that I want you to answer. It's a little bit different than normal questions. Some special places, if you are a man or a lady, to spray your fragrance that's really good. It's right here below your neckline, right here. That way when you're walking by someone, you can stick your chest out and you might smell you. And another tip, because I've been recently traveling with either a gym bag or a suitcase or whatever kind of luggage you have, you spray inside, especially the suitcase, you spray the inside of your luggage and possibly your clothes. That way it doesn't give that dank airport warehouse smell that whenever you open up your suitcase, you smell like that. The next fragrance is for women by Terry Mugler, and it's right here. You can get this for like $40 or so, maybe $50, the highest on the internet prices. It's a great oriental fresh fragrance that has rhubarb, citrus blossoms. It kind of reminds me of a product candy type fragrance, to be quite honest with you. It's a little bit better for a slightly cooler spring day or an autumn weather, and definitely the audience is 18 to 38 for this. And you get a moderate sillage and a nice scent trail and a 5 hours longevity, but it is very sexy. I enjoy the fragrance. So it's product candy kiss that smells similar to it kind of, but that has an oriental with caramel. This is kind of more minty to it. Not a bad fragrance. I want to ask you a question now. What fragrance would you not recommend someone? I'm making up a list, so I just want to say, what spring fragrance would you say, ooh, don't buy that? Just like I just said, don't buy CK1 because it smells like cat piss. I'm sorry if I'm offending you. I'm trying to make an entertaining video coming up soon. So comment down below what fragrance I won't recommend blank. Put that in the comments and I'll see you on the next video.